Hey there, I'm the All-Consuming Critic. Your movie sucks, and here's why. I guess it's kind of been a while since I did one of these, but here we go. This is Animation Unknown. This is a series where I discuss and spotlight the underrated, overlooked, and generally obscure in all forms of animation. That being said, who here remembers a little game called Creepy Freaks? Nobody? Nobody at all. Just me, huh? Yeah, okay. Guess a little something else is going to need to be brought in. How many of you remember Garbage Pail Kids? As I'm sure many of you know, whether you lived through it or heard about it secondhand, the late 80s and especially the 90s had a huge thing for gross out. It wasn't in everything, but there was a lot of it. Ill-conceived mega babies, the aforementioned very popular Garbage Pail Kids, creepy crawlers, which I think they still make today, and, of course, the subject of today's review, Creepy Freaks. Creepy Freaks is a game so obscure, I'm willing to bet that even CR hasn't even heard of it. And again, he hasn't done many new videos outside of Hearthstone streams, but why split hairs? It was created by Wizards of the Coast back in 2002 or 2003. Yeah, that's right, that Wizards of the Coast. Got your attention now? Anyway, the game is basically a miniature-based strategy game like HeroClix, but using a lot of really creepy, gross, and weird, well, freaks, with the object of the game to gross out or scare off the other team. To be honest, I never saw these things in stores, except for a small display at Toys R Us, like, once. We're not here to talk about that, though. I'm glad you asked, Frank. You see, included in the starter kit of the game was a DVD with a short animated pilot, along with an instructional video on how to play. Let's just get this over with. It's too late to turn back now, anyway. Plot. So the story here is that a boy named Nick and his friends go to check out an old abandoned school, with Nick's little brother Lucas tagging along. I should probably mention that Nick and Lucas are the only human characters to get figures, but it's possible the rest of them would have been made had the series not been retired after only one run. Anyway, Lucas finds a portal into a bizarre world of monsters and brings his brother and his friends along with. However, they're captured by
Pizza the Hut!
Actually, it's King SBD, who challenges them to what's called a freakout. If they win, they go free.
Wait! There must be something we can do to earn our freedom.
Well, you could beat me at a freakout.
Okay, thanks.
Beat me in a freakout. That's a good one.
So they assemble together a team of monsters, but it's ultimately Lucas who wins.
That does it! Hey, what's going on here? Can't you smell that?
Smell what? They can't smell anything ever since they caught my cold.
Can't smell? But that means...
We did it! My team actually won! And you have to let Timmy go!
Now with their freedom, they find out that a whole freakout tournament has just started.
Besides, preliminaries start next week and we can win.
Huh? Preliminaries? Well, then what was that freakout we were just in?
Nothing but Junior League, B.
Oh, wow, no, God, no, just no. Look, is that meant to be a reward? Do I want to play more blitzball? Do I want to be waterboarded? Are you mad?
The Blitz season just started!
Yeah, even though we just had the championship, the season just started.
Next week you can live large with the big creeps and freaks.
We'd love to, but we really have to get home before our parents start to worry.
It doesn't work that way, see? You have to spend 700 years here to use up 1 second on Earth. You can stay here as long as you want.
Hold on, it takes 700 years in this world to equal a second of Earth time. What the hell? Characters. Well, the characters here aren't really that developed. There's about 6 characters, and while you can probably tell where one starts and another ends, they probably aren't memorable, and there aren't any real standouts here. On the human side, anyway. The monsters, however, are surprisingly creative, some of them having very interesting abilities, though the biggest issue I could find is that they don't really do much. Probably the best character is Skelehomie.
For shizzle my nizzle, I've even been in a few. Let's start the 411 from the beginning. You see, a freak out is how we creepy freaks solve all the problems in all the hoods.
That guy is actually pretty cool. And so are his powers.
Skilla homie, the ultimate unthinkable.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Wait up, dog, it gets worse. Do the honors, G.
I'll circle back to enjoyment since I kind of wanted to talk about the show's creativity first. The show does feature some unique character designs modeled after the figures, but the world is somewhat poorly developed, even if it does look kind of cool. I get the feeling that they were supposed to expand on the series, the world, the freaks, everything, if they had kept going, and that could have really been neat. Though there's not a whole lot else to say, aside from that. There was technically a second starter kit released, one with Nate and one with Lucas, with 3 figures each, and the other 40, 50 plus released through booster packs and such. But I don't know if that contains another episode, probably not. But both the game and the series are extremely obscure and impossible to find. And the game has been out of print for over a decade. Despite that, I was able to get the DVD alone on eBay for like $2. And you can get nearly the whole collection for around 30 to 40. I figure I kind of have to get to enjoyment at some point, but I really don't have a lot to say on this one. This category is a bit more cut and dry than the others, since it really boils down to more of a pass-fail system. And this pretty much broke that. Honestly, I haven't seen this short in many, many years, but watching it recently, I didn't have much of a response to it. I didn't hate it, I didn't like it, I just didn't feel anything.
So what do you think?
I can't feel anything.
Are you saying I have small breasts?
No, that's not what I mean.
You're a real jerk, Steve Smith.
Come back! Let me try the other hand! Rip out the IV! Rip it out! Rip it out!
Yeah, let's just move on. Okay, so, execution. I'm just gonna be totally straight with this one. I just don't think this would have really been all that great. It's not because it's gross or because it was attached to a mediocre game. It just feels very average. There's no real standout here. The characters are average, the animation is average, the world is average, and the whole thing is just one dark, beige, lukewarm wisp. Again, it's not bad, and I think the concept has merit, but there really isn't much to this.
You're like 5 minutes from gone and you leave with that?
Yeah.
You know, that's like cutting a huge fart and then walking out of the room. And that's how we'll remember you. As a big fart.
Goodbye, big fart.
Guess that just sums it all up. The series came out of nowhere and left almost as quickly and unceremoniously. Final score? Plot 4. Characters 3. Enjoyment 3. Creativity 5. Execution 3. For a total score of 18. Guess that's really about it. I figured I'd do another one of these Animation Unknown videos since people kinda liked the last one. Anyway, next time, I got a 30th anniversary coming up, and I wouldn't be much of a brony if I didn't deal with it. Till then, I'm the all-consuming critic. Trust me, I'm a professional.